When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouthwatering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Want to shop restaurant supplies and ingredients in bulk with no membership required? Good news! Chef Store is now open in your area with 2 convenient locations in Hampton and Virginia Beach. Stock up on high-quality ingredients to make your dishes stand out, whether you're a food truck owner or a busy home chef. Get great value and great service at Chef Store. Visit us in Hampton at 6 Town Center Way and in Virginia Beach at 4001 Virginia Beach Boulevard. Stop by today.
Blessings and peace to you. This is SP Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SP Favor. How are you doing today? It is Friday, February 21st, 2025. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen when you focus on what is good. Because if you are sitting around thinking about a bunch of negative things, and if you are sitting around thinking about your problems and situations and circumstances, that's not good. Focus on what is good. Focus on the solutions and not the problems. Because when you focus on solutions and not problems, you will project something better. That's right. So focus on what is good. If you are out traveling today, make sure you pray. It never hurts to pray. And also be safe by all means, because on the East Coast in America, there's a lot of snow and the temperatures are really low. It's really cold outside. So make sure you are safe, prayerful, and make sure you are keeping yourself safe and your family members safe. Don't be on your phone too much in the public, because if you are on your cell phone too much in the public, that means you are distracted, and you don't want to be distracted. You want to be focused, especially in the public, because you want to know what's going on in your environment. So that's right. So be focused. Don't be on your cell phone too much. Make sure you pray and focus on what is good. I always remind you of all of these things because I care. That's right. If you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor, on Venmo at SB Favor. Thank you so much for your donations. And if you are not comfortable giving on the apps, you can go to my SB Favor Thinking Podcast Facebook page and send me a direct message, and I will provide information for you. And if you go to that page, you will also see the address for the podcast on that page as well. So once again, thank you for your support. And then lastly, I want to remind you to make sure you support Feeding America. Yes, make sure you support Feeding America, give to Feeding America, learn about Feeding America. You can find all of that information on feedingamerica.org. Feeding America is a great organization that provides food for families across the nation. That's right. They provide food for families across the nation. So make sure you go to their page and learn more about them at feedingamerica.org. Well, I have an inspirational quote for you today, and I hope that everyone is having a good day. I hope that everyone is inspired and motivated by something good, despite the news and all that is going on in America. America, I pray that many of you are focused and that you are inspired, because no matter what's going on, we still can stay inspired. When we stay inspired, we grant ourselves a path to stay on versus staying on a path of being worried and fearful. So I pray that you all are inspired today, inspired by something that is good. Yes. So my inspirational quote is, be rooted in what is good and not rooted in what is evil. The love of money is evil. I am going to repeat that inspirational quote again. Be rooted in what is good and not rooted in what is evil. The love of money is evil. Now I know somebody out there might say, well, we need money and it's not it's not evil to have money. No, I didn't say that. I said the love of money is evil. That's right. Because the love of money is the root. Mhm. The love of money is the root of all evil. Now, just think about the word root for a second. Just think about that for a second. The word root has something to do with something being deeply, deeply, deeply planted, right? When something is rooted, it's deeply planted. Think about that for a second. That the word rooted, it can have a few different meanings, but the example that I'm talking about is when something is firmly, deeply ingrained or established. That means its entire being is rooted. I know when you think about that word root or rooted, you will easily think about a tree, because a tree can be deeply rooted in the ground. Metaphorically, think about it like that. Something that is rooted is deeply ingrained, and a tree is the perfect example of something that is deeply rooted, because when you look at a tree that's deeply rooted, that means in order to pull that tree up, you would have to go underground to cut the roots to destroy the life of the tree. Because even if you cut the top of the tree that's above the ground, even if you cut the top of the tree, the roots will grow another tree. That's right. Okay, so get it. Come on now, catch up with me. This is a metaphoric example. A rooted tree. If you cut the tree at the top of the ground, if you cut away that part of the tree, the roots of that tree will grow another tree. So the tree is not actually destroyed. So when something is rooted, when something has roots, that means it has to be destroyed at the root. So when someone loves money at that level, that means, guess what? They're rooted in evil. Now, I know that's a lot to think about, because, when you think about evil, we all know that it's not good. And to think about someone being rooted in evil, whoa, that's pretty deep. But guess what? The root of all evil is the love of money. So when you think about somebody that has 4 or 10 or $200 billion, and they never help the poor, and they never help the sick, and they want to take from the poor and take from the sick, think about that. Why do you think that type of person doesn't help the poor or the sick? You know why? Because they are rooted in evil. That's right. They are rooted in evil. And anyone that is rooted in evil because of the love of money, it simply means they are greatly deceived. Hmm. When someone is in love with money and rooted in evil, that means they are greatly deceived. Because how can you have so much money that's just sitting in the bank and realize that there are people sleeping on the ground? How can you have so much money and know that there's a child somewhere hungry? How can you have so much money and know that there is a widow or mother that doesn't have a place to sleep with her children? Wouldn't that bother you to have so much money and not want to provide for the poor? What kind of person?
Want to shop restaurant supplies and ingredients in bulk with no membership required? Good news! Chef Store is now open in your area with 2 convenient locations in Hampton and Virginia Beach. Stock up on high-quality ingredients to make your dishes stand out, whether you're a food truck owner or a busy home chef. Get great value and great service at Chef Store. Visit us in Hampton at 6 Town Center Way and in Virginia Beach at 4001 Virginia Beach Boulevard. Stop by today.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil change-anxiety. And breathe in automotive peace. Visit us today.
Is that a person that has so much money but doesn't do anything for the sick, doesn't do anything for the elderly, doesn't do anything for people that are not educated, doesn't do anything for children that have cancer? What kind of person does that? A person that is rooted in evil. Now, I sound a little hyped about this, and I'm really passionate about this topic because, see, there's a lot going on in this country, and people need to really think about what is good and what is evil. And the reason why I say that is because, see, even Jesus said, judge them by their fruit. What is fruit? He was talking about their actions. He said, judge them by their fruit. That's right. When you look at somebody's life, you will know what kind of life they live according to the actions they live every single day. I'm not talking about judging someone based upon their flaws or their basic flaws. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about someone that has been entrusted with a platform or a level of leadership or a level of authority. Those type of people have an accountability because God said, well, much is given, much is required. When much is given, much is required. If I had $30 million in the bank right now, do you think I could go to bed at night and know that there is somebody hungry? My entire duty would be to go feed the poor, the needy. Do I do that now? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So what I'm saying is this. People praise rich men. People praise people that sit high. People praise them. But do they judge their works? Do they judge their works to determine if they are rooted in evil or if they are rooted in what is good? Because, see, when you are rooted in what is good, you will do the things that are good. When you see a homeless man, when you see a hungry person, when you see someone that might have on dirty clothes, or you may see someone that may not look like you, but you count them to be as important as you, that's a person that is rooted in what is good. But a person that is rooted in what is evil, their money is their God. money is their God, and that is why they are greatly deceived. Yes, I am hyped about this topic. I'm hyped about this topic because what is happening in society is telling us all something about what is rooted in good and what is rooted in evil. Pay attention. When you watch the news, when you are scrolling on social media, pay attention. Don't be deceived and don't focus on the things that's not going to sustain you. Your house is not going to sustain you. Your car is not going to sustain you. Your money is not going to sustain you. And when I say sustain, I'm talking about the level according to how God can sustain you. Because the love of money is the root. It is the root of all evil. There's nothing wrong with success. There's nothing wrong with having money. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's what you do with the money. It's what and how you perceive what you have according to the money. Because when much is given, much is required. A person that hoards up wealth and a person that hoards up money and says, well, you got to work hard as I work so that you can get what I get. This money is for my family and my generational wealth. A person that talks like that is evil. I said it. That's right. A person that talks like that is evil. God did not create us to be every man for himself. He didn't create us that way. If he did, then why do people use other people's hearts and kidneys? Why do people use other people's organs when they need to live? Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down. I have been watching the news and my stomach has begun to turn. And so this morning, as I was preparing for my day, I wrote this inspirational quote. And as I wrote this inspirational quote, I began to pray and I began to meditate and think about all the things that I have been considering over the last few days. And it just grieves my spirit to see rich people, so-called rich people, not caring about the poor, not caring about the elderly, not caring about the person that's disabled, not caring. How can you not care? How can you not care? A person that has a dark heart, a person that is rooted in evil, doesn't care. I'm going to read the inspirational quote again. Be rooted in what is good and not rooted in what is evil. The love of money is evil. Be rooted in what is good. Stay rooted in what is good. And you will stay rooted in what is good as you maintain a prayer life with God. You will stay rooted in what is good as you live your life and your days to do good works for other people, as you serve other people, as you help other people. Be rooted in what is good by having a healthy and positive perception. Even when you are tempted to complain about something, keep a positive perception. Keep a optimistic attitude. Stay rooted in what is good by praying for others, loving your neighbor, loving a person regardless of the color of their skin. Love the next person regardless of the color of their skin. Forgive me, I am getting hyped again. Please forgive me. This topic is just, I'm telling you, this week, so many things have gone through my mind, and I just, I've been feeling so grieved in my spirit because of all the stuff that's going on in the news, people losing their jobs all over America. The elderly are concerned. Disabled people. One woman was on the news and she just had a baby. She left, of course, her job for maternity leave. She said her health care, she no longer has it. At the end of the month, her health care is over. And while she was in the hospital having the baby, she got fired. She got fired from her job. So stay rooted in what is good by maintaining a good prayer life. Stay rooted in what is good by seeking God. Stay rooted in what is good by keeping your faith. Stay rooted in what is good by helping your family members, even the crazy ones. Stay rooted in what is good by just doing what you know that is good. Stay rooted in what is good. You can do it. We all can do it. We need one another. So please stay rooted in what is good. We all can do it. And I pray that you all have a good weekend. And I pray over the next 7 days, in the midst of your quiet time, that you find a moment to just say thank you to God. I pray that you will keep a smile on your face, and no matter what's going on, if you are affected by all of these layoffs and these terminations that are going on across the nation, I pray that you keep the faith. I pray that you stay focused on what is good. I pray that you be encouraged. And people over in Canada, don't change on us. We still love you. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I see you. You are supporting this podcast. You're listening to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. People over in Canada, thank you so much. People over in Spain, you're listening to this podcast. We love you too. Thank you for listening to this podcast. People, of course, across the U.S., thank you for supporting this podcast. Let's keep the faith, y'all. Let's stay focused. Let's remember that the promises of God are yes and amen, and God has not forgotten us. We don't have to worry. We don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be overwhelmed, because God is going to help us. You know, in the Bible it says, fear not and don't be dismayed. He said, don't fear, because he's going to give you the power not to be fearful. He said, be courageous, because he's going to give you the power to be courageous. He said, I'm going to supply all of your needs. So remember, we are not alone. We can look up, because he's going to help us. Everything that's going on across the world, please don't worry. Stay focused, stay prayerful, and stay rooted in what is good. Because when you are rooted in what is good, you will be continually an asset to someone else. So on that note, I am going to conclude this episode of SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. If you have enjoyed this podcast, make sure you please share it with others. Please give to the podcast at Cash App, $ SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. And if you are not comfortable using the apps, please go to my Facebook page and you will find information so that you can donate to this podcast. You can donate whatever you want. Or if you just want to give me feedback, just write me and I will respond to you. Thank you so much for listening. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com. You can find me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find me on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Audible. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, I am there. Share this podcast with others. And lastly, Make sure you find out more information about Feeding America, because it is a great organization that is currently providing food and resources for people across America. They are also providing food for people that were affected by the California fires. So please learn more about Feeding America at feedingamerica.org. And once again, I thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good weekend.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants to help ease your oil change anxiety with a few moments of automotive peace.